Hello and welcome to another episode of Market Maker Mondays. I am the Nomadic Trader, and I'm going to start this one off a little bit different actually because I've already still got all of my key levels drawn on from the video last week, and I am exceptionally proud of, or pleased I should say, proud as well, but pleased with the outcome of the performance from the last video and the last review because it's done exactly as anticipated, and there was a couple of different sort of conflicting bias on the higher time frame, like the monthly was conflicting with what we were seeing on the weekly. But that said, what I wanted to do is keep these levels on, and if I just replay back to how this was. So this is how I left the review last week in the video. And I said that we've got this sell side liquidity here. So we've already got a daily swing low, but it just looks too clean and it just looks too obvious. So if we are wanting higher prices from here, to expect a sweep of the sell side liquidity here. And then I'll delete these because that's the lower time frame. And then we've got buy side liquidity here and then buy side liquidity here. And then if we actually broke and come back in to reject this level, then this would have been the next downside objective towards the end of last week. So if we just fast forward a little bit, we've had a grab of the sell side liquidity there. And then we've actually traded higher than this candle. So this is full confirmation. And we've swept the sell side liquidity of this. Then we've done a short-term sweep of the sell side liquidity here, and then we've traded higher. We've closed above the high of this candle, and this is full confirmation. And then we'd be expecting from this a trade down to give the power of 3, and then higher with this objective, and then this objective here, the buy side liquidity into the daily fair value gap. That would also put us into a premium. So this would have actually been the full objective with 50% mean threshold, and then the upper boundary of the fair value gap. So as we traded throughout the week, oh, there we go. So this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday, so that's Monday, the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. There we go. So okay, yeah, so we had this indecision candle. This was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if we look at that on the weekly time frame, we've actually got this break and a retest of this level here. So we've got this imbalance, which validates this order block, and that pushes higher. We've got a break of structure here, and now we've actually got confirmation of it. So into next week, I am anticipating higher prices to come up here. And then eventually, I think this could now be heading higher, which is famous last words, obviously. But when we look at this, if I was to, I will delete this. No, I'm not going to actually, because it would be interesting to see it on the lower time frame. So last month, we actually said that we had rejected this, and then we'd actually traded below. But where we've actually traded to is right back into the mean threshold of this bullish order block. So this could actually be giving us the low of the month. So we've actually swept the sell side liquidity here on the low of this previous monthly low. And then we're actually trading higher. It's the 11th of September, which is a Sunday before you are watching this video. So this to me it just looks too accurate to just turn around now, unless obviously that's what the market's going to do. But I will be expecting higher prices now on this. And if I get rid of that, come back in here, go down to the weekly time frame, it just looks really nice. So we've got the order block from here, the fair value gap from here all the way up to here. So if we are going to see prices go higher, then I'm going to look to see this fair value gap being filled in, and then higher objectives are going to be to the low of this candle here. down to the daily time frame. So that puts us in there. So that could see us a sweep of this here. But as it looks here, this is still within a pullback on the daily time frame. So although on the weekly it does look like a break and a retest for higher, this here, the daily structure, is merely a pullback. So I'm going to be watching price action in and around this key level here. And if we see a daily swing high within this region here, anywhere really within this red zone, and if we see the confirmation, then I will be expecting price to come back down to take this. And then when we look at the structure for what ICT teaches in the market structure, where you've got your long-term, your intermediate, and your short-term swings, this would actually give a full completion of it. So shorts from here down to grab this sell side liquidity here, maybe trade back into this daily fair value gap, and then come up higher for higher objectives. That would actually give it this long-term swing low. So you've got an intermediate swing there, there, and there, which creates this here as your long-term swing. So if that is the case, then this level needs to be protected. So I don't want to see price trade back into this region to take this low, because that would actually give us confirmation that we might want to see further downside objectives. So going into next week, I will be looking for some form of a follow through after we've actually traded back down. So if we see like a long bearish candle here and we actually trade past the 50% mark and we close down here, I'll see that as an engulfing candle for lower prices, and then that will obviously be confirmed on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame. Or we have a little push higher to create a swing high here, or we can just continue going higher. So I know that sounds like a bit of a cop out, but I mean, unless obviously when we were down here we had two choices, so it could have either continued falling, or as soon as we sweep the sell side liquidity and we start to get a break of structure on the lower time frames, the 1-hour and the 4-hour, then that's actually giving you the full confirmation to show that we want a new run up. And if you look back at my previous videos, there was an episode on there which is the secret that basically the internet gurus don't want you to know. They either don't know it themselves or they're not sharing it because it is gold. If you go to the weekly time frame, this one weekly candle here, which is just a single candle, is observed as multiple candles here. However, this is actually a 1-hour and a 4-hour trend. So when you go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see how clean this was. We've got a rejection block there and the old high. We've actually got this fair value gap. I will just change that to standard white block. So we've got your buy side liquidity here. We've actually had a shift in market structure on the 4-hour time frame and a trade lower into the mean threshold of this fair value gap here. You see that? There we go. And then we've reached up for this higher objective. However, what we could have done is we could have looked on the 1-hour time frame, and this is very slight, so I don't know if we'd have had the confidence, but we've actually got this here. So this is your shift in market structure on the 1-hour time frame. We've got your fair value gap here, but we've also got a nice OTE there. OTE tool, there you go. So 62% retracement. This is your new leg high, your retracement back down in, and then we've got the 150% target achieved right there before we've had this retracement. And then the retracements literally just come down into this continuous order block and the rejection block that we highlighted on the 4-hour time frame. So hopefully that's actually been of some value. I was actually traveling last week, so I wasn't looking at the markets at all until Thursday, and I posted an update in a community channel. But it's nice to see actually when I do leave all of this on, just how the market moves. So as long as we've got a daily run down, we're going to see a trend on the 4 and the 1 hour time frame like this. And then when we sweep the sell side liquidity on the higher time frame, and in this it's the daily time frame, that would actually give us that switch in direction. So we've grabbed the sell side liquidity, and then we need to pair that with buy side liquidity here and here. And you can see just how perfect of a delivery that was. So that's all really for this video. Nice and short, straight to the point. Next week, I'm anticipating a few different things, either a nice follow through here to close in some of this range, and then aiming for this here. So we've got 42 to, in fact, make it easier. There you go. So let's make that a nice round number. There we go. So 42.20 to the upside, or failing that, then we could actually come down to take this here and then this as well. So obviously let price action lead you at the beginning of the week. In moments like this where you're not too sure what could be happening, give it Monday or Tuesday just to tip its hand, because you could actually start to form a daily swing high here, which would actually give you an anticipation for lower prices, either on a pullback here to give like an OTE setup for high prices, or a continuation of this leg A, B, C, and then objective to be met maybe down here for D. So if you got any feedback, please leave it in the comments. I do read and I reply to all of them. And I am considering doing some one-to-one coaching as well. So using the ICT principles as well as the rest of my experience with the high time frame narrative and bias to give you the daily bias. I am considering offering coaching by the hour. It's something that I used when I was actually coming up as well, and it was really, really useful. So if that is something that anybody would be interested in, then please leave a comment in the description, sorry, in the comment section, and then I can always sort of announce it properly and I can have a look at doing that. But the way that I'd anticipate that working would be a video call, unfortunately would be in English because that's my only language that I speak. But we could do a video call where I would actually get you to share your screen to break the market down and to offer me the insight as you see it, which would give me a really good understanding about where you are in your journey, and then I can actually leave you with a nice action plan to start working and improving on your high time frame narrative. So if that's something that you might be interested in, please leave a comment below, and until next week, I will speak to you soon. Thank you.